When they built this church, they built it with, of course, native materials. And what they did is they dug big pits. There was one over there, and there was one over there. And they made the mud, and they made the adobes. They designed it in such a way that it was as wide as they could find vigas to form it. Now remember, this was pre-Gadsden Purchase. This was pre-1853, I think it was. The church was actually dedicated the year before the Gadsden Purchase was approved by Congress, the Gadsden Treaty with Mexico. And so it was in Mexico for a bit of, for a while, about a year. I mean, the community was here before that, but the church actually existed about a year before this became the United States of America. So that's how historical this church is. It's on the historical register. Why we're doing this project? This project is a restoration based on new knowledge that has come about in the last 10, 15 years that completely revises the sense that this material here that you see, this cement plaster, is not very good for adobe. The original thought in the early 1900s was that they wanted to have something that was semi-permanent, that they could put up on the wall and keep the rain from eroding and keep the water off the adobe. So concrete seemed like a solution. So they began plastering with concrete. Unfortunately, what happens when you cover earth with cement, it does seal it from the rain. But when you're at a level where water, the water table is not that low, and with rainfall coming, what have you, the adobes become like straws, and they begin subsuming the water up, and that water has nowhere to go. So over the years, what ends up happening is the adobes, because of the water and the salt and the minerals within the water, begin to erode. What ends up happening, and this probably is what happened with the old church in Barino, which ended up having to be razed, is as the bottom parts of the walls begin to erode based on that subsumation of water, you have all of that weight up on top, and you have the issue of potential catastrophic collapse. Four years ago, all this had been redone, all the way around the perimeter. It had been completely replastered. And we think, 4 years, this plastering should have lasted. Well, we want the church to look nice, yes, but we want the church to last. We want the church to be here way into the future. And we want it to be recognized and recognizable as something that is relatively unchanged.